Good day, everyone. Special on to instructor, Sir Andres Ngiguna. Good afternoon, sir. So today I'm going to perform the oral recitation test. So my chosen number is, and question is, start from number 5 to number 15. So let's discuss first about the number 5. So the question of number 5 is, what is chart interpretation? So chart interpretation is very necessary in polygraph examination. It is the stage where the polygraph examiner will put on the test use his skills and knowledge to interpret and evaluate the physiological reaction of the person during the conduct of the polygraph test. Uh, to analyze the physiological reaction of the person in the galvanograph, uh, pneumograph, and cardioseismograph to know whether the person telling the truth or not. So number six question is what are the important feature of an examination room? So the important feature of the examination room is it is necessary that there will no windows so that the subject will no longer to see every person walking around or outside in the room to interrupt his attention and concentration. And also it is necessary that the room is soundproof so that the noise from the outside will no longer to ingress inside to interpret or to interact the attention of the person. And also it is necessary that the examination room will no ornament or picture hanging in the wall so that the attention of the person will no longer to interrupt or will not disturb. And lastly, it is necessary that the table where the polygraph examination will conduct, that there is no objects that can be get or grabbed by the subject to interrupt his attention or his concentration during the instrument during the polygraph examination. So number seven question. Number seven question is discuss the four phases of the pre-test interview. So there are four phases of the pre-test interview. Consists of preliminary preparation. Second is a pre-test interview with the subject. Third is the examination instrument, and lastly is the post-test interview. So let's discuss first about the preliminary preparation. So preliminary preparation is this is the stage where the polygraph examiner uh, obtains some valuable facts to the investigator who hold the case, such as the facts or the background investigation of the subjects. And these subjects consist of suspect, witnesses, and complainant or the victims. So it is necessary that it must be obtained by the polygraph examiner those valuable facts, the background investigation, antecedent of the suspect or the subject to be undergo of the polygraph examination, and also the uh, spot report. The spot report is very essential element in the polygraph examination because polygraph spot report is spot report can be used by the polygraph examiner to evaluate or to make an certain question to be raised during the conduct of the uh, polygraph examination. So second pieces is the initial interview with the subject. So initial interview with the subject during this stage, the polygraph examiner will uh, to stu- the polygraph examiner will stimulate the subject or to ready the subject what are the possible outcomes during the test. So it is during this stage, the polygraph examiner will obtain consent to the subject whether he will undergo polygraph examination or not. And also during this phases, the polygraph uh, examiner will read the constitutional right of this person or the subject, such as he have right to remain silent, or every word that can be said can be used against them in the court of law, or they have right to have an attorney, and lastly, they have right to refuse the polygraph examination. And also during these phases, the polygraph examiner will conduct investigation to know whether the person or the subject possesses physical ill or mental ill that can affect the polygraph examination result, So the third pieces is the examination is the examination instrument. So during this stage, it is the actual conduct or execution of the polygraph instrument. The first component will be attached is the pneumograph. Second is the cardioseismograph, and third is the galvanograph. So lastly is the post-test post-test interview. It is the last pieces because after removing all the component of the after removing all the component of the polygraph such as the galvanograph, pneumograph, and cardioseismograph, if the instrument indicates or if the examination indicated the person uh, indicates deception, then the polygraph examiner will conduct a supplementary test or follow-up questions to disclose some valuable facts that can be used in the case. And then if the instrument indicates that the person is innocent, then the polygraph examiner will simply release the subject and saying that thank you for their participation. So, number 8 question. What is the purpose of the pre-test interview? So, as what I mentioned in the preceding question, the the purpose of pre-test interview is to stimulate or to prepare the polygraph uh, or to prepare the subject to read his constitutional right, to know whether the person possesses a physical or mental ill that can affect the polygraph result, and also to obtain valuable facts of the identity of the subject. So number 9, what makes a pre-test interview different from post-test interview? So the difference between these two is the pre-test interview is the test prior to the actual conduct of the examination instrument, while the post-test interview is after the examination of the polygraph or after the examination of instrument. So again, the difference between this is the pre-test interview is the prior before the conduct of the examination instrument, and the while the post-test interview is after the examination of instrument. So number 10 question, what are the different types of questions? So there are two kinds of questions that will be used or that can be raised during the conduct of the polygraph examination. And this question is the relevant question and irrelevant question. So relevant question is the very uh, significant question because during this test, during this question, the it can tend to stimulate the physiological reaction of the person, physiological or the stimulate the tension of the person, such as an example of this question is this. The example of this question is the sleeper found in crime scene is yours? Or do you know for sure who will the one who commit the crime? Or uh, is the fingerprint found in the knife is yours? And those are the example of the relevant question. So the irrelevant question is the quite far relationship to the case, such as the what day is today, or is your name Juan Pablo? And that is the example of irrelevant question. So number 11, what is silent test all about? So silent test all about is just like in the normal conduct of polygraph examination, the silent test question is also the same, but the difference is the subject will instruct that he will be answered those questions that been raised by the polygraph examiner to silent mode without any making a verbal reaction, such as to know uh, During this test, the polygraph examiner will know the physiological reaction, just the same to the uh, conduct of normal polygraph examination test. But the difference is that the subject will answer it silently without any making a verbal answer. So, number 12 question, what is pre-employment test? So, pre-employment test, usually it used in the private establishment or agency to know whether the person possesses or have an history of derogatory record to their former employment. To know also whether the person possesses honesty or probity to their employment intended uh, to be hired. So it is also to know that the and also help the employer to pick or to choose a suitable employee in their company. So number 13 question is, what are the specific objectives of polygraph examination? So specific objective of polygraph examination is to assist our criminal justice education, our criminal justice to easily or to mitigate the laborious job of our police to investigate the certain crimes, because the polygraph examination is the manners that can disclose deception, whether disclose information valuable to be used in the resolving resolving of the case, and also to help our community to give justice to the plaintiff and apprehend those suspects who was responsible to the commission of the offense. So number 14 question, what is polygraph examination? Number 14 question, why is polygraph examination necessary? So polygraph examination is very necessary, especially to our criminal justice, because it can assist our police our investigative agency to lessen or to mitigate the laborious task, and also to disclose some valuable facts or information regarding or concerning to the particular cases, such as, for example, who is the pertinent, who is the suspect, who were the one who responsible to the commission of the case. So number 15 question is, who is polygraph examiner? So polygraph examiner is the one who will conduct the polygraph examination test. He also the one who will interpret or evaluate the physiological reaction of the person during the test to know whether the person telling the truth or not. And the polygraph examiner also the one who will testify in the court to interpret what the polygraph examination is, or what are the indicates that the person telling the truth or not, or what are the signs. So it must be put in mind of the polygraph examiner that he will not be put himself to what one sider. So that would be all. Thank you, sir.